You guys, this is JudyAdele, and I am here to do a music reaction video. Today is going to be a little bit different. We have a request from Joe Buddha, who is requesting us to watch a video of Bob Snider, who is a busker, so not very well known. So we're going to watch a video, and then there is like a little interview afterwards to give us all a little bit of a sense of context for this gentleman. The busking concept has always been really intriguing to me. I've always been impressed with people who can go out there, lay their stuff out on a street corner, and play for people, and I love that. So I'm super intrigued. So let's check it out.
Winter's on the way. I should have had my wood by now if I was gonna stay. But looks like I'll be leaving. Up to now I was hoping you would change your mind, but any more is dreaming. It's the past and I'll have to learn to leave it behind. But isn't it a pity? So now I have to find something new to do that I can call my own. Something to believe in. After I finally shake this devil of mine, this believable demon. Well, I don't say I can beat him, but you know I'll be trying. While I'm in the city, well, here am I, ready as I will ever be. I'm feeling equal parts of lonely and of just being free, and not expecting miracles. Farewell and goodbye. Here's to us, just for being such a good try. And let's just call us even. And let's just call this a song to remember us by. If I sang it pretty, we could call this a song to remember us by. If I sang it pretty.
As you might have figured out, that's an original song. I really like it. I'm thinking when I think about busking, and I think if I was walking along and I heard that song, that would definitely pull me in and make me very curious. He's got a really cool voice. When he started to sing, I couldn't quite pin it down in my head, but I thought, oh my gosh, he sounds like, and I couldn't get the next words of the who he sounds like in my head, but the way he pronounces his words and his tone, he sounds so much like somebody that I cannot quite place. A really cool story song, like just the image that he paints with words is delightful and excellent. And Yeah, and the guitar underneath it is really, really cool and really pretty as well. Definitely a song I feel like many people can relate to in similar or slightly different ways. But yeah, a nice breakup song that, well, it's a nice breakup song. Let's just start there. But it's also just really cool that it's a, it's a mutual ending kind of song, right? Like, I mean, I don't know what the other partner feels about in the relationship, but if I take the context and I run with it and place it upon the other person or being in the song, I'm assuming it's a person as opposed to a town, but maybe a town, I don't know, maybe both. It feels like a, okay, it's time to move, more time to continue on or whatever. So now that makes me curious. Is it about a person or is it about a place? I love the first lines of the whole about the wood. If I should have had my wood cut by now if I was staying for winter or whatever the line was. Anyway, I love opening up on that visual. That's just such a neat scene setter. Okay, so we have more to do. So there is also a 5-minute interview with this gentleman that we're gonna watch, and I'm super curious now. All right, let's check it out.
A one, two, a 1, 2, 3, 4. My name is Bob Snider. I was born in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and long story short, when I was about 25 or so, I started looking for land, ended up here in Bear River, Nova Scotia, and I've been very happy with my decision ever since. The greatest thing that I take away from with me is that I got to meet these old timers who spent their lives learning how to go around the seasons. And everybody had their own way of doing it. And it was a real honor to see them in action, do their thing at the right time of year. It could be little things, big things, everything. Their whole life, they've been doing it all their life, and they had a way of doing everything. And that doesn't exist anymore. And I was very privileged to witness a few people doing little things like that. It so happened that when I first moved here, I was sitting in the restaurant, and I happened to mention I was going to cut my alders. And this elderly guy from Bear River, a man named Woody Davis, who's very well known at that time, anyway, he told me, don't bother till full moon August. So I said, how come? He said, like, I didn't know him, he didn't know me, I just moved here and everything. He said, they're hard to kill. If you cut them on the full moon of August, they'll die. So that's what I've done ever since, and it works perfectly. Like, you can't kill them, because if you cut them off, they just grow up from 100 different places on the same root. So I've had very good luck. I only cut them 3 days a year. I cut them the day before the full moon, day of the full moon, day after. And 3 years later, I'm kicking rotten stumps out of the ground. So pass that on.
So it works.
Oh yeah, it works. I will. Well, this whole strip, when I moved here in '88, this whole strip out to yay far was alders. And they're all gone now. I cut them and they don't grow back, they die. So, but at the same time, now I'm tempted to tell you the wonderful story of the alder, because I started out looking at them as a nuisance weed bush, and I now love the alder even though I cut it. And the reason is, this is the way it goes. The job of the alder is to fill in an open area. And when it has done its job, and even before that, the evergreens, it paves the way for the evergreens to grow up in the shade of the alders. And then the evergreens grow above the alders, and the alders die when they're cut off from the sunlight. And when the alders die, they release more nitrogen into the soil through their roots than any other plant. And that paves the way for the hardwoods. So they are a beautiful plant doing an important job, but they're no good for your fields. I bought this land here in 1988, and you look.
It's a great picture. It just looks so peaceful, and I love the color of the trees. This is an interesting guy. I love this.
1988. And you look around, you think I could build anywhere, but when you really get thinking about it, like you can't just build anywhere. Sometimes there's rocks in the way. Sometimes I just don't want to cut trees. If I had to do over again, I'd build it over there, but there was a big apple tree which fell over about 5 years later. So I'm coming down the side of not wiring it. I don't want to wrap myself in more electricity. That's all we do all our lives, wrap ourselves in electricity, and I don't care for it everywhere. So I may not. And my main interest is some old guy spent one heck of a time clearing this field. And I notice the woods keep moving in. Every year the woods try and move in. So I've taken to clearing out evergreens, poplars, alders, and try and keep the field. That's what I like to do. And it's a nice way to putter. So now, yeah, I got a wood stove and a good chimney and a beautiful well. It's not a big well, but there's always good water in it. And so far, so good.
Do you feel yourself to be an old man?
No. No. Like, I just feel like I always felt, which is fine, you know. But I look different.
I love that. Oh, his music is on iTunes. That's exciting. Oh, look at that. 4 albums. Wow. That was really fun. Yeah, I just in the little documentary interview piece there. I love how he talks about the trees and the purpose of one tree is there to help another tree get going, and then when that tree gets going and older, that tree takes out the tree that was helping it, and then there's a whole nother hardwoods, I think he said. Well, I don't remember. I clearly don't remember. I want to say hardwoods, but I don't think that's right. Just kind of that purpose of nature and those circles, but more synergistic circles. Anyway, which gets us away from which gets us into a whole other conversation. Nonetheless, really interesting guy. I'm curious to hear some more songs by him. Joe Buddha said in his comment that he really appreciates his wordsmithing, and I would agree with that. In the one song that I heard, and just listening to him talk as well. So I'm excited to know he has as many albums out as he does. I'll have to check him out. But he's like he has that kind of music that you sit and listen to and take in and really hear lyrically, which is delightful. So awesome. Well, thank you, Joe Buddha, for the request and the enlightenment and the introduction. Very neat, very cool. I really enjoyed that. I wonder where he all busks, if he's still busking around his area or if he travels and does shows elsewhere either. That'd be fun to see. Excellent. All right. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Please do like the video, subscribe to the channel, check out the other videos that we have. Your comments and requests below are wonderful and so very much appreciated. Thank you for all of your support. And I hope you enjoyed this. This was really neat. Have a good day, guys, and enjoy the music. Bye bye.